Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Foliage. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So guys, I was exploring my backyard. Again, it is it's not well kept. There are a lot of wild plants, lot of foliage plants that you usually tend to buy online. They also tend to grow wild over here. These caladiums are considered as weed. So you can see how well they are doing. There is another plant right at the back with the darker leaves. It's a flowering plant which gets these orange flowers. I will check if I can find that plant again. But these are the caladiums. Caladiums tend to go dormant during the winters. If you have caladiums in your potted pots, you might have noticed they might have started dropping their leaves because they are getting into the winter dormancy and hence they drop off all the leaves. But over here right now the temperature is 33 degrees Celsius, so they have not hit dormancy yet. They look quite fresh. I don't see any signs of dormancy on them as of now. They're basically quite invasive. You might have seen a lot of them growing everywhere. This is going upstairs. So this is the dark leafed plant that I just shared. It has these orange flowers, the same ones that were against the wall. These are some elephant ears. They look slightly droopy because, as I said, nobody waters and it's been very sunny. The temperature is 33 degrees Celsius, so it's quite warm. Again, some more caladiums. Caladiums prefer slightly warmer temperatures, hence I feel they are not hitting the dormancy yet. There are some more flowering plants over here. There are at least 3 varieties of this flowering plant. This one is light yellow in color. Probably it's picking up as white, but it's actually yellow, slightly yellow in color. The same other variety over here, it's red in color. This one's the red one. I'll show you the orange one in a bit. Again, some more caladiums over here. Now what's surprising is that nobody waters this place. As I said, nobody adds any kind of fertilizers. So this is a kind of an ecosystem over here. What happens is the leaves tend to fall, and the fallen leaves act as nutrients and to the soil. So there is nobody that adds any kind of fertilizers over here. Everything grows very naturally. These are some pineapple plants that were planted over here. There are at least 2 to 3 of them, I think. It's not fruiting yet. And here there are some plantain, some banana. It's a very young plant. It's going to take a while for it to grow and then bear some fruits. So this is how it is. That's the wall that you see over there. It was the same place that I walked yesterday. The video that I have been uploaded, the passage, it's through that boundary wall. And this is some more of plants over here. The best thing what I seen over here were the croutons. You can see the croutons look so healthy and huge. So there is one variety. This is the second variety. And then there is the third variety. There are at least 4 or 5 varieties. I'll try to show you guys all of those varieties. So right now over here we have 3 varieties, and there are some red chilies that are growing, couple of them. And there is another plant which I have noticed. I don't know the name of this. Probably it's some kind of a palm tree, I don't know. It has this really beautiful foliage which looks like it's eaten by some animal or some insect, but that's how the plant looks like. You can see this, it looks like it's eaten, but that's how this plant tends to grow. I'm not quite sure the name of this plant. So this is the croutons. As I said, it's almost 6 feet tall. So if you guys are wondering how to take care of croutons, a lot of people say that they do not need direct sunlight, they only need indirect sunlight. To be honest guys, I think they do well both in indirect and direct sunlight, because this particular plant that you're seeing over here and this one that you're seeing over here both receive direct sunlight. This is right direct sunlight. afternoon. In fact, it receives afternoon sunlight, but I'm sure it is doing pretty well because it's a mature plant. So it's a huge mature plant. That is the reason why it's able to handle even afternoon sunlight. But then even this one is really small, but still it can handle afternoon sunlight. That particular one does not receive direct sunlight. It only receives indirect sunlight, or you can say dappled sunlight. But yet it's doing quite well, but I've not seen much growth. It's supposed to grow really huge, but it's still very small. But these guys have grown really well. And this is the other flowering plant, the one that I showed you earlier, the red and the light yellow. This is a different color. The color is absolutely amazing. So this flower, if you see these, I don't know what you call these. These tend to contain small little droplets of I don't know, it's not getting picked up. I think it's not getting picked up. So this is the straw. It contains small little droplets of honey, which tends to attract a lot of ants. So if you have succulents and other plants and you do not want ants to come close, you will have to place this particular flowering plant away from them, because this tends to attract a lot of ants. Now the best part, what I've seen over here, is all of these plants, there is nobody to take care of these plants. It's all growing wild. And what I've noticed is not even a single mealybug, not even a single scale insects or anything. I mean, there are ants, no doubt there are a lot of ants roaming around, but I haven't seen any effect on the plants. This is what I like the best about nature. It knows exactly how to take care of its things. Not a single insect. If the same plant would have been at home, it would have been covered with mealybugs and other insects, but over here you can see how lush, how green it is, and still no sign of any disease. This is another plant that I seen over here. This is called as green ice. This particular plant gets flowers in different colors. The orange color is the most popular one, but over here I seen they have these beautiful flowers. I don't know if it's picking up the color, but it's actually light green in color. These are all, this is how the bloom looks like. This is the bloom stalk, so you get flowers on this. Again, nobody waters, no fertilizers, yet doing quite well, because this is what acts as fertilizers over here. These leaves keep falling down, hundreds and hundreds in number, and they tend to act like the fertilizer for them. So you'll find plenty of this. And then this is the dead grass, which also tends to act like fertilizer. So you can see the amount. So this basically is like leaf mold. Over the period of time it will get decomposed, and that is something what is going to give them the fertilizer and nutrients to the soil. There is another one that I wanted to show you guys. This is a custard apple tree. I don't know if it's visible, but there is one small tiny little custard apple that's growing right over there, as you can see. But as I said, nobody visits over here. You can see these are all rotten because nobody actually picks them up. Over here as well, there are a couple of them that have just rotted on the tree itself because nobody plucks them. These are some curry leaves, and there are hundreds and hundreds of curry leaves because they have been flowering and they have been dropping the seeds. So you can see the amount of curry leaves that are growing. There are plenty of curry leaves everywhere. Where you can see there are a lot of curry leaves. They have spread everywhere in this particular location. I wanted to show you guys another plant. I don't know the name of this plant, but if anyone can help me out with the ID, because it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know what exactly it's called. Here it is. It looks very similar to a Syngonium, but I'm not quite sure what variety it is. There are a couple of them over here. Probably it looks like a wild Syngonium. I'm not quite sure. You can see the shape of this leaf. Looks a lot like Syngonium, but does not. I'm not quite sure whether it's Syngonium, but it looks quite similar. There is another one over here. There are a couple of them growing. And then there is another plant, the same one that I said, that looks like it's eaten by insects. There is a small sapling over here. So there are a couple of other plants. Probably if I would have come during the monsoon season, there would have been some more flowering plants. But right now, because the rains have gone off, there is no much water around, so probably most of the plants have died. Here is another interesting plant. A lot of you guys know this plant, called as Mimosa, or commonly known as touch me not. Now this particular plant is invasive over here. You'll find this growing as weed. It's pretty much everywhere. It gets these beautiful pink blooms. So these guys have spread everywhere. It's almost like weed. You can see there is another one over here as well. It's the touch me not. There is a haystack over here. I wouldn't want to go nearby it, because this is usually where the snakes tend to lay their eggs, or they tend to make their nest in something like this. Usually during the monsoon season, because when the hay is put like this in a bunch, it tends to generate a little bit of heat. So usually the snakes, either they rest in this kind of a location, or they tend to make their nest. So I wouldn't want to touch that. Okay, something just moved in those woods over there. Okay, I think it's probably a large lizard, probably a chameleon. And there are some more of the Caladiums over here. You can see the amount of Caladiums, a lot of them. In fact, you might have seen it yesterday as well. There were so many Caladiums. So guys, that's about it. I just wanted to share this particular place with you guys. This is where I have been hanging out of late, because there are so many beautiful plants that I have not seen, certain flowers that I have not seen. So I wanted to share with you guys. There are so many weeds, beautiful weeds, and they have these beautiful blooms I have not seen before. Being in the city is something that you often happen to miss all this stuff. So I wanted to make a good use of these this time, and check out the flowering plants and flowers. I'll probably take some seeds from here, because there are some plants that I liked. There are some flowers that I liked, especially this one. This is some it has these purple flowers. It's supposed to be a weed, but I really liked the trailing plant, so I will probably take this one. I am waiting for the seeds, because this is the seed pod. As you can see, the seeds are yet to it's yet to dry. So once they dry, I can probably take. Here you can see, this is the one. You just break it, and you get these seeds. So this, I think it usually has 4, but there are 3 in this. Probably I dropped one. So I'll take some seeds like these, or probably I'll take it later. I'll let these grow in this. So guys, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.